All right, so let's talk about something. It's a word you've probably heard a million times. Maybe your nephew tried to explain it to you over Thanksgiving dinner and you just nodded along while thinking about pumpkin pie. I'm talking about blockchain. I know. It sounds complicated. It sounds like something only tech geniuses or people who wear hoodies in dark rooms should care about. Most people hear blockchain and they immediately think Bitcoin. They think about digital money and confusing charts that go up and down. And it feels like it has absolutely nothing to do with our everyday lives. It's like trying to understand why cats knock things off tables. It seems random and not for us. But here's the thing, and this is what I find so amazing. Thinking that blockchain is just for Bitcoin is like thinking the internet is just for email. Remember when email was the big new shiny thing? It's simpler than you think. Okay, let's get this out of the way. What is a blockchain? I'm going to explain it in the simplest way I can. Forget about computers and code for a second. Instead, I want you to imagine a public notebook. A very, very special notebook. Every time something happens, let's say I give Portia $1, we write it down on a page in this notebook. Ellen gave Portia $1. We write the date, the time, everything. We're not the only ones with the notebook either. Everyone in our group has an identical copy of this exact same notebook. We all see the same entry at the same time. Now here's where it gets clever. Once that page in the notebook is full of transactions, we seal it. And we don't just seal it with a piece of tape. We seal it with a super strong, magical, unbreakable digital lock. Yes, please, let's talk about something we all deal with, our health. Imagine this. You move to a new city or you're traveling and you have an emergency. You go to a new doctor or a new hospital. What's the first thing they ask for? Your medical records. And then begins the scavenger hunt. You have to call your old doctor's office. They have to find the files. They have to fax them. And half the time the records are incomplete or missing something important. Now, imagine a different way. No, really. Okay, this next one is about something you probably had for lunch today. A salad. Now, you probably don't think much about where that lettuce came from. You just trust that it's safe to eat. But what happens when it's not? We've all seen the scary headlines, E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce. When that happens, grocery stores have to pull every single bag of romaine lettuce off the shelves just in case. They have no way of knowing exactly which farm the contaminated batch came from. So they have to throw it all away. This is where blockchain comes in. And this story involves one of the biggest companies in the world, Walmart. So to test this new system, a Walmart executive went to a store, picked up a package of sliced mangoes in just 2.2 seconds. It might happen sooner than you think. All right, let's talk about something really important, voting. For example, back in 2018, to cast their ballots using a secure app on their smartphones, the results were incredible. Said it was the first time in years he felt confident his vote would actually be counted. I love art, but the art world can be a tough place. This is where a new kind of art comes in, powered by blockchain. The artist can set a rule that says, just like with visual artists, the music industry can be incredibly tough for musicians. The Grammy-winning musician and producer Imogen Heap is a huge pioneer in this space. So we've talked about some pretty amazing things, but when you put them all together, you start to see the bigger picture. The common thread is trust and transparency and fairness. Think about all the other areas where this could make a difference. The possibilities are truly endless. So at the end of the day, why should we care about any of this? Because what we're really talking about is building a more honest world. It matters because it's about empowerment. They are the foundations of a society that feels fair. There are brilliant and passionate people all over the world using their creativity to build something better. So the next time you hear that word, blockchain, it's a quiet revolution, but it's happening. Be kind to one another.